Yeah, Eric Aymer is here. He's from Mahi Mah down at the ocean front, like right on the ocean front. We're going to make Cioppino this morning.
That's what we're doing.
Thanks for coming to the Hampton Road Show. First thing we like to do is let folks know the ingredients that we're using. We're going to list them on the screen, and you'll also find them at thehamptonroadshow.com. So, Eric, tell us what we're working with here.
Today we're working with some olive oil, which I'm going to get going in the pan here. To that we're going to add our garlic, onion, celery, and peppers. This is making the base, basically, for our Cioppino.
Okay, and then we've got, obviously, some seafood here on the counter.
We've got scallops,
what do you like to
shrimp.
Use?
I like to use mahi chunks. They hold up really well in the Cioppino. And then we got clams and mussels going in there as well.
Tomatoes, potatoes.
Tomatoes, potatoes. We got orange peels, one of the main flavoring ingredients. I garnish the whole thing with some ciabatta crostinis.
What's this green stuff?
That is ground thyme.
Okay.
And we got some oregano.
What's that?
Bay leaves, lobster base, and chicken base.
Okay.
Wine and orange juice.
All right, let's get. Hey, it's the morning. You know, we get the orange juice covered. Okay, you said the first thing we need to do is start making a base for the Cioppino, a broth. So tell me what you did before I came over here this morning.
Before you came over here.
Without me.
Yes, I did. Got my garlic all minced up and all the vegetables chopped to medium dice. We start sauteing up the garlic, the onions, peppers, and celery.
What's in there?
That is the fish stock with the, lobster stock with the chicken stock.
Okay.
It's a 50-50 blend of both of them.
Is it in there with water?
That's just with water, yes, ma'am.
Gotcha. Okay. And it looks like you did some of that bread ahead of time, too.
Yes,
Is that going to go in the oven at the last minute?
Pop that in the oven at the last minute, exactly.
Okay. So the first thing to do is get these things sauteing.
Get these all sauteing. And you're going to add your tomatoes.
Now, for folks who maybe are a little intimidated at the idea of buying all the seafood, what kind of tips do you have for them as far as where can they get it? Should they go to their supermarket or should they be going specifically to a seafood market?
Most of the time these days, the supermarket's just fine as far as the quality of seafood is concerned, or your local fish purveyor or fish market, whatever you're more comfortable with, basically.
Let's talk about the potatoes. Are those uncooked at this point?
At this particular minute, they're uncooked.
Okay, so do you need to pre-cook the potatoes at all before you add them?
You want them to go in the broth raw. That way it adds some starch to the water and thickens it up slightly.
Okay, and then they don't get too mushy.
Exactly.
All right, we are going to come back with Eric Aymer. We're going to check on the progress of our Cioppino. Again, he's here from Mahi Mah. We're going to talk about some of the things that you guys have coming up for Valentine's Day, too, right?
Excellent.
All right, so we're going to let the broth and the base keep on brewing here, and we'll be back in just a little bit.
Thanks. And go Carrie and Eric cooking a great meal for us today.
Yes, the executive chef from Mahi Mah, Eric Aymer, is in the kitchen with us this morning, and we're making Cioppino. In the beginning of the show, you got the broth going a little bit.
Yes, ma'am.
And you put in some of your base vegetables.
Yep, we got all the vegetables are in there. The wine, orange juice, lobster stock, chicken stock, all the herbs, everything's going over there.
Now, even though the seafood is kind of the main part of this dish, it's one of the last things that you do, right? Because it just doesn't take a lot of time.
Exactly. So we're going to start with some hot oil in the pan.
Now, how high is this heat?
All the way up. So
it's high.
Very high.
Okay.
Trying to cook it quick so it locks in all the juice.
Now, are you looking to kind of sear the seafood, or are you cooking it through in the pan?
Basically cooking it almost all the way through in the pan, and then we're going to add the broth to it, and it'll actually finish.
Oh, so the broth is going to go in the saute pan.
Exactly.
Oh, I thought you were going to dump the seafood in the pot. Tricky.
I tricked you.
So tell me what's coming up at Mahi Mah for Valentine's Day.
We're doing a price fixed menu. It's a four-course dinner. We're serving that on Friday through Sunday, since Valentine's Day is falling on Sunday.
Yeah, a lot of folks will have that Friday, Saturday date night.
Exactly. So that'll be available all weekend long. We got that going on. We have our happy hour specials, which are always going on.
You're still doing a killer brunch on the weekends?
Always.
So why did you choose this dish to make today?
It's one of the featured items that's on the menu. A lot of restaurants have the Cioppino, so it's not exactly unique to Mah's, but the way that we do it is pretty unique. We use a lot of citrus flavors in the broth. It's more traditional style. So. That's why we chose this one.
Cheryl, you watching that? How we flip the food around in the pan? It's something we've all tried.
I need work on that.
Let's talk about the bread too. You've got it aside here because I know this goes in the oven at the last minute.
That is going in the oven.
What kind of bread is it and what's on it?
Oh, we use a ciabatta bread at Mahi Mah's, and to that we just put some butter, Parmesan cheese, and some parsley flakes. And we're just gonna pop that in the oven.
Okay.
In about 5 minutes.
All right. And what temperature do you put?
325 for about 3 or 4 minutes in the oven.
All right, so you're just looking to warm it up.
Exactly.
Got it. Now, what would you serve with this in terms of a drink? Because I've heard some people say they would drink red wine with this, and some say white.
I would prefer a white wine, probably a sweeter. Big fan of Rieslings myself. So that's what I would probably drink.
So what? How long does it take for the searing to be done to where you're feeling it's cooked enough to add the stock?
Probably about 3 or 4 minutes.
Now, is this a standalone dish, or do you recommend any sides, or what would you serve this with?
I think it's a standalone dish because all the vegetables that are actually going to be in there.
Right.
Then you have the starch with the bread. So.
Now, have you been in this area a long time?
I was born here, but I was raised in Florida.
Right.
I've been back in the area for about 5 years now.
All right. Well, welcome back. It is smelling good. It's looking good. We're going to put it all together and get it in some plates the next time we come back. All right.
43.
Nice work there, John, on the handheld camera. We're in the kitchen with executive chef Eric Aymer from Mahi Mah this morning, and we're making Cioppino. We've actually made the Cioppino. It's pretty much done. That took no time. And you've put one portion up there. You know, that's going to be a problem because we don't want to have to all fight. Nick is feisty enough this morning without having to fight over that. But we're actually going to plate up some more. So you were sauteing the seafood. You put the base in with the seafood.
Correct.
And then how much longer do you need to let it kind of cook all together before it's done?
Maybe 5 minutes at that point.
Not long at all.
Not long at all.
I know you got some bread you want to get out of the oven, so I'm going to get out of your way. And is this how you like to serve it in the restaurant, with the nice pointy bread kind of sticking up in a...
Exactly.
This is definitely a bowl kind of dish, not a plate kind of dish.
Yeah.
That looks good. All right, well, what can I do to help you get the rest of it ready?
I guess you can help garnish at the end.
Okay.
How's that sound?
That sounds like a good job for me. I'm going to wash my hands. Tell me again, you've got a fixed menu coming up for Valentine's weekend, right, Eric?
Yes, ma'am. It's a
What's on it?
4-course menu.
Do you get choices, or is it one thing?
I believe we're going to have a couple of choices on Friday and Saturday, and then Sunday we have multiple choices available on actual Valentine's Day.
Cool. Now, what about you, Eric? Do you have a Valentine's Day? A Valentine? Nobody's safe.
Something like that.
Something like that. That's the kind of answer that makes you glad you're married, isn't it, Cheryl? The something. I remember the something like that years. I'm glad they're gone. All right, we're going to plate up this Cioppino for everybody. Thanks, Eric, very much for coming in. Mahi Mah's down at the oceanfront. You're right on Atlantic Avenue.
615 Atlantic.
All right, check out their specials this Valentine's Day weekend, or maybe make this at home. The whole recipe is going to be at thehamptonroadshow.com.